Hello, and welcome back to the channel where we don't just spill the tea, we drop the whole piping hot kettle. Today we are diving deep into a saga so spicy, so messy, and so beautifully produced, it has the entire entertainment industry in a chokehold. We are talking about the ultimate producer-turned-investigator, 50 Cent, and the documentary that officially put him on Diddy's permanent bad list, Sean Combs' The Reckoning. This four-part series hasn't just been released, it has bulldozed the competition. We're talking #1 on Netflix, baby, outperforming every prestige drama, every holiday flick, and as 50 Cent himself proudly reminded us, outperforming fricking Stranger Things. When you beat the upside down, you know the drama is real. But here's the true tea, the reason Netflix has lawyers on standby and Diddy's public relations team is working overtime. The secret sauce of this documentary, the raw, personal, allegedly unreleased footage of Diddy speaking with his attorney, was, according to Diddy's camp, unlawfully obtained. This isn't just a hit piece, this is an intellectual property theft piece. And the story of how that footage landed on 50 Cent's desk is pure Hollywood-level betrayal. Now let's set the scene. For decades, Diddy has curated his narrative like a Michelin-starred chef curates a menu. Every moment, every move, every step had a narrative purpose. He was the Ciroc-sipping, yacht-riding, undisputed king of cool. Then came the docu-series. After The Reckoning debuted, Diddy's team didn't just issue a statement, they issued a full-on scathing declaration. They publicly slammed the entire production, branding it a shameful hit piece. They stressed that Diddy had spent years carefully preserving his own story, his own image, his own narrative. And here comes 50 Cent, the chaos agent, the one Diddy famously used to ignore, using Diddy's own material to take him down. Talk about poetic justice, or maybe just a really expensive, very public violation of his property rights. They framed Netflix's use of the material as unfair and unlawful, emphasizing the unauthorized nature of the footage. It's not just the content that hurts, it's the betrayal of the source. Meanwhile, Netflix just shrugged, adjusted their diamond chain and said nope, everything was obtained legally, standard industry practices were followed. Translation, we got the footage, we used the footage, stay mad. But that still left the biggest question hanging over social media. If Diddy didn't authorize it, and the producer didn't authorize it, who was the mole? The leak. Michael Oberlies spills the secret. Enter the man who holds the keys to the kingdom, Michael Oberlies. This isn't just some temp. Oberlies has been Diddy's longtime personal videographer. He's the keeper of the digital vault, the man who saw all the moments, the candid talks, the good, the bad, and the extremely awkward. Oberlies finally addressed the swirling rumors, and let me tell you, his explanation had more plot twists than a prestige TV show. Some people thought this was a simple contract issue, maybe an unpaid bill, which is usually the go-to drama in Hollywood. But Oberlies said, nope, not me, my hands are clean. Speaking to Rolling Stone, Oberlies dropped the bomb. He confirmed that for over 2 years, he and his team had been compiling their own official project centered around Diddy. They were in the deep end, preparing the real narrative. The footage in question, according to Oberlies, was not authorized by me or anyone within the rightful channels. Instead, it was shared through a third party who temporarily filled in for me while I was out of state. Oh honey, we have a substitute teacher gone rogue. Someone who was trusted with the keys, and decided to call up 50 Cent and offer him a discount on Diddy's deep dark secrets. Oberlies didn't mince words about the integrity, or lack thereof, of the stand-in. He said utilizing this footage to forge an agenda outside our own signifies not just ethical breaches, but also a disregard for our essential narrative. He's basically saying, that temporary help spilled the tea on the one person they were hired to protect, and now my 2 years of hard work is ruined by an opportunistic frenemy. The shade of it all. The architect of chaos. 50 Cent's victory lap. Now let's pivot to the man who is currently basking in the glow of Diddy's misfortune, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. He's not hiding his glee, he's celebrating the chaos he's stirred, and he took his victory lap straight onto the Sherri Shepherd Show, like the king of petty he is. Sherri Shepherd, bless her heart, opened the segment with the applause 50 knows well, saluting him for holding the top spot. When she asked if he expected this level of dominance, 50 barely blinked. I expected it to be bigger. It's actually exceeded my expectations now. Stranger Things is a huge show, and it's outperforming Stranger Things on Netflix. The smugness, the confidence, this isn't just business. This is personal history translated into billions of streams. But of course the real question was the vault. Sherri got right to it, pointing out the sheer amount of raw, personal footage that made the final cut, and asked the question hanging over the internet. Is there more? The vault. The YouTube threat. Yeah, well, everything couldn't make it's only 4 episodes, so it's a lot. You had to pick and choose things. He even teased the juicy sections that got trimmed because they were apparently too hot for Netflix. He mentioned the part where he chose to date people who he knows previously dated someone.
A lot of the personal footage of Diddy. It shocked a lot of people. And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make the... It was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things. Like even in an area where he chooses to date people who he knows previously dated someone. He has a baby by a woman that was dating Tupac.
Wow.
To add to it, but we had to cut it down so we couldn't.
For time.
Yeah.
So are you coming out? I know next year is going to be a number 2, season 2.
I just put it on YouTube.
I just put it on YouTube. Well, we can subscribe and get it. I love it. And you know, with everything that was out and all of these people that were coming forward, have there been any new tips that you've gotten since it has been released?
Well, yeah, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got to be something on YouTube coming.
Yeah.
Stop right there. But then he added the ultimate, spicy but trim detail, the section where Diddy has a baby by someone who was dating Tupac to add to it. Oh my goodness, that's not just tea, that's a whole barrel of high-proof whiskey poured straight into the Hollywood history books. Netflix cut that. Were they scared, or are they saving it for the grand finale? Then Sherri went for the headline, I know next year is going to be a season 2, and 50 delivered the smirk only he can, confirming he's not just a producer, he's a strategic threat. His response, or just put it on YouTube, that is the ultimate petty power flex threat. Oberlies is calling out the breach of ethics, Diddy's team is screaming IP theft, and 50 Cent is sitting back, threatening to bypass the whole system and drop the hottest, most unauthorized footage on YouTube for free. This isn't just a feud, it's a battle for history. On one side, you have the fight to control one's own narrative and intellectual property. On the other, you have a producer determined to deliver chaos and truth, using every weapon available, even if that weapon was a temporary staffer with sticky fingers. Diddy's reckoning may only be entering its next chapter, and if 50 Cent follows through, we won't need Netflix to see the full story. We'll just need a good Wi-Fi connection and a comfortable chair.